What up, dog? What up, dog? What up, dog? I'm back on the meds again, and familam, it's a madness. But today, I am taking a trip down memory lane. I'm gonna be talking about Batman Arkham Asylum. I've been wanting to do this for a while. The Batman Arkham games, in my opinion, are the perfect series of games that you can literally play whenever. In my opinion, I've always compared it to Long Time by Playboi Carti. It's a versatile song, it's a versatile game, alright? You can play that song after getting fucking shot, or when you get a job, or graduate, or something good. Of course, its versatility is just one in many other strong suits, which make the game dream-worthy, and of course, to some extent, nostalgia kind of kicks in. Alright, I've loved this game since I was a child. I believe it came out 3 years after I was born, but I got around to playing it by the time I was in like the 1st or 2nd grade. Maybe younger, because my older brother had a PS3 and I was like, yeah, stole that shit. We're eventually gonna go over all the games, I hope so. I don't know if this is just a random experiment of mine, but you can't start without the original. And that's Batman Arkham Asylum. And I believe this is a beautiful game that is very seriously slept on. I was of course no stranger to this. I kinda slept on this game probably until I was in high school. I was playing the Return to Arkham games on PS5. I had it on PS4 before, and I played it, but by the time I was in 11th grade, something changed in my brain, and I was like, holy shit, this game fucks. This is basically a hero horror game that I'm not saying you have to, but you do have to play it every fall. I make it a mission to replay these games every year or every other year, and in doing so, I allocate each of them to a certain season or time of year. To be honest with you, it's kind of just become whenever I get a break from school and am really just doing like work at a job as opposed to work and school, because that's the only time I get to play video games. I finished my 2nd year like less than a month ago, and now I'm starting to play video games again when I finish work, and it's so fucking fun. Yeah, there are different times a year I would play it. First and foremost, I gotta play Origins in the winter. You know, ideally before Christmas, but it kind of works after as well. It's just a no-brainer. Then you can choose for fall, either Night or Asylum just before Halloween. Night is actually set around Halloween time, but hey man, Asylum in my opinion is a lot scarier. Okay, aside from the opening part of Night, I don't think there's anything in Arkham Knight that is truly that scary. You know, there's a couple moments with Joker jump scares, but honestly those moments were more cool than they were scary. I played this game the other day. That Killer Croc mission in fucking Asylum almost made me shit myself. And then for me, I play City in springtime. That's when I start to get optimistic. That's when I start feeling like, holy shit, the winter's going away, spring's here, summer's around the corner, depression's gone. Yeah, but these games go for different seasons. It's perfect. 4 games, 4 seasons. What a fucking deal, am I right? Arkham Asylum is a horror game. You can't let anyone tell you otherwise. You geek out on some scarecrow drugs, you fight a jump scare crocodile, all the while it feels like you're walking around a Scooby-Doo haunted mansion setting. So let's walk through it. The game starts off with Batman taking Joker to Arkham Asylum. You know, he's trying out some new shit. Before this, he had never, ever taken the Joker to prison and was really wondering if he finally figured it out. Spoiler alert, he didn't. Joker breaks free and in the course of 5 minutes takes over the entire asylum with the help of Harley Quinn. Things happen, people die. Batman goes on a mission running around the fucking entire place, just beating the shit out of crazy people, and of course trying to figure out what Joker's up to. Now throughout the game you have run-ins with various villains in Batman's rogue gallery. You know, you tussle with Scarecrow multiple times in some actually scary scenarios. So I'll give you an example. There's one part where you walk into a morgue and you have to unzip 3 body bags. The first 2 are his dead parents, and then you open up the Scarecrow bag and he just fucking comes at you. And I'm not gonna lie, that made me jump out of my fucking seat the first time I played it and the last time I played it last week. I'm just kidding. Scariest one for me was you're walking in a corridor and it glitches and you think your game is fucked, but then it just turns out that's a part of the game. I really love creative things like that, and I'm not seeing enough of that in regular horror games today. But the first time I ever saw that, I wasn't scared because I was like, oh no, what, Scarecrow? No, I was scared because I was like, holy shit, my PS3 is broken. My parents aren't buying me this shit again. But then you also fight Killer Croc in what I'd say is the scariest fight of the game. They made that big ass motherfucker a stealthy guy who pops up, and as he pops up, he screams and runs at you. That fight makes your balls shrivel. Then, of course, you fight Poison Ivy, which also probably does something to you down there.
What do you mean by that?
Sorry. You fight Bane. You have reference to the Riddler, you get to see Clayface, and then there's even mention of Calendar Man. I'm really trying not to go too far into detail here, you know? I know it's only been damn near 2 fucking decades at this point, but if you haven't played the game, I don't want to spoil it for you. And if you've already played the game, you probably don't need me to go into detail with how good the game mechanics were for a game that came out well over a decade ago, or how well done the characters are with respect to their comic book identity.
Can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
Listen, this game starts off so strong. You know, it's the godfather of all these solo story games for a reason. The gameplay, although considered basic and partly bad now, is still largely enjoyable for me. It's really simple. You punch, you kick. When someone wants to hit you, you counter it by punching and kicking them when you press triangle. You can glide kick, you can use batarangs, special moves, all of that cool stuff. I think the basic stuff is very fun, and although the boss fights have their own repetitive mechanics, games these days still do, okay? So it's not that big of a deal for me. I think it's mainly impressive for its time, and I agree that the constant repetition of certain mechanics can be a little tedious, like fighting a group of thugs and just pressing square and triangle. I have to say that for me, even though it isn't the same as an Elden Ring or a Ghost of Yote, I still enjoy turning my brain off, spamming buttons, and beating the shit out of random goons who have hilarious dialogue. That's the thing with the Batman games. Aside from stealth missions and puzzles, which really develop in the later games, you don't get into combat scenarios with multiple people and really worry about it. Feels like it's impossible to die in those situations, like even if you're on the fucking highest difficulty, it's really not that hard. Even though they introduce different fighter types, it's usually quite easy, even though it of course adds to the fun of these fights. But beyond the fun combat that you experience, it's important to acknowledge just how well done the characters are in this game. Joker isn't just a crazy psycho who operates off of sheer craziness, although it seems like that. He's crazy, for sure, but he's methodically crazy, alright? He thinks things through and often outsmarts Batman. You know, he just can't handle Batman's adaptability. I mean, overall, it's largely debatable just how far the gap between the two really is in intelligence, and I think the game does an incredible job of showing this. Joker has a super thought out plan that he's executed to a T, but Batman over the course of a night is simply able to derail it, cure the disease that Joker created, all while cleaning up the halls of Arkham Asylum and the crazies they had in there. Moreover, the game does well to develop side characters. The Riddler was introduced as the cynical genius loser that's obsessed with being smart to a fault. Scarecrow and Killer Croc are also extremely well done, and of course their main interaction was kind of fucked up but also kind of funny. And of course, aside from interactions, there are small pieces of the game that really shows you how much they actually love Batman, but also how much they're really tapped in. You get interview tapes with every villain: the Joker, Killer Croc, Scarecrow, Victor Zsasz. These tapes nail the psychotic aspect of each character while simultaneously showcasing their deluded rationality of their actions. The best part of these games might just be the Joker rage-baiting Batman.
Ooh, would you sneak in with your bats? Come on, tell me.
Look, Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are the greatest voice acting pair you could ever ask for. Rest in peace to Kevin Conroy, he's a legend that made many people's childhoods, including my own. And of course, Mark Hamill absolutely nails it as the Joker. He brings that crazy accent and wheezy laugh that makes him feel like that major tweaker you just see in public and look away from. Like, imagine you're driving and the Joker is in the car beside you and he cuts you off. Fuck are you gonna do about it? That's a reference to the animated series, by the way. That motherfucker tried. But the interactions between him and Batman, questioning his character, drawing the insane part of Batman's psyche out, and going as far as humanly possible to challenge his morals, it's perfect. Many people believe that Joker is Batman's best villain, and while I personally think it goes back and forth between him or Bane, for me personally, I can't deny how important Joker is as Batman's antithesis. His very existence is the opposite to everything Batman, and this game nails it. Joker becomes a huge Goliath, and Batman, being David, puts an end to the Titan Serum drama, you know, until the next game, where it also poses a bit of a problem. Overall, this game is incredibly fun. Throw it on, run through it in like a day or a couple days, and you really feel like a dangerous force, alright? You fight a couple of crackheads, a crocodile, a little guy who throws pocket vent at everyone, and a clown on crack. You get jump scares, fun gameplay, you get a lot, and I think that it goes beyond being a fan of superheroes. Of course, if you're a Batman fan or just a comic book fan in general, you will love this game. You'll find a certain appreciation for it because it's made with consideration for you. Even if you're a casual player, you're gonna love the game. It's a badass who runs around beating the fuck out of people, all the while dealing with some crazy people that you've already seen in a movie. It's a short game that's trippy, but Arkham Asylum was only the beginning, because as far as most people were concerned, this was the weakest game in the Rocksteady trilogy, because they released release some real heavy hitters soon after. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Let me know what you enjoyed about Arkham Asylum and where it stands in your own rankings. You know the deal. They're saying that if you don't leave a like and subscribe, you're getting 10 years of bad luck and gonorrhea. Thanks for watching. That's pretty much it.